So I totally didn't want to leave you hanging, and the general truth is just that. I'm gonna give you my honest, transparent, truthful, in essence, opinion on the C920. I think it's a good entry level, and especially for $51, $50, a little over $50, it's gonna be a great entryway into the webcam market, as far as getting yourself something that's going to get you a visual, as far as to supplement your microphone, or even if it's just the webcam in its audio subsequently, then it's a good buy-in. But at the same token, my recommendation, although I do not have these webcams as of yet, is just that, and that is you might want to do some research into the Logitech 930e. And that's a little bit of an advance on the 920, and I think it's going to give you a little bit higher end, higher tier quality and color, and proper saturations and the likes, to give you a clearer imagery. So, at this point in the game, that might be something you look into. And if you want to go for the top of the line, as far as something that's going to really get you into the market with proper lighting and the likes, once you have proper lighting and the right configurations and the settings, then I think the Logitech Brio will do just that trick, just that. So for what it's worth, the options at this point for Logitech, at least Logitech's arsenal that I know of, at least to today, is just that. The Logitech 920 and a model from previous years. That's what this is being recorded on. So, moderately high quality, but nonetheless, still room for improvement, nonetheless, in the likes. But also the 930, which is an improvement upon the 920. It's the Logitech 930e, and that's going to be an improvement even still towards the 920. And then above the 930 is going to be the Brio. Oh my gosh, and this is a relatively new release. And for what it's worth, that is just going to be capable of 4K, so that makes it applicable into the future, because 4K is the highest technology there is at this point. Although a lot of streaming and the likes is not even applicable. You can't even utilize this 4K resolution and the likes, because it's not even yet implemented and utilized in the technology of most things. So for the most part, I think what you should do, it depends on your price budget. If you are just, wanting to get in on the ground floor and get in the game, and develop your own skills and the likes for your web conferences and interviews and podcasting likes, then I think the 920 is going to be your best entry into the market, because it's only $50. I mean, that's relatively a very, very low price point. But at the same token, I think the 920 does give you the feature of plugging in the microphone that's external to your computer also, so you can have a higher audio with a visual depiction on the screen. But at the same token, that's the only advantage I see of the 920. Really, I mean, this is a little bit critical, and I can be critical at times, so that's kind of a disgrace. But the 920 is like, I guess it's a little bit, I mean, some of these $900 phones, you might be better off just with your $900 phone, the iPhone X or whatever, or the Samsung 9. If you have the Samsung motherfucking 9, which is hyper focuses on the camera and the video aspect of the phone, is from what I've read. Just a brief article I saw, just a headline, that the Samsung S9 is really focused on the camera. And the likes. If you have that phone, then you might be better off with just utilizing that phone. Maybe I've heard of such things that you can actually plug into the auxiliary a microphone to hook up to your phone. So that might be your best option if you really want to get in the game and just stay with what you have and I mean, the S9 is relatively new, I think, if it's dropped yet. I'm not sure if it's even been released yet for the general public in America. But for the most part, if you want to just stay stationed with what you have, even if you have the S8 or the S7, I think, just adding a microphone to that, would be a supplement that would be very, very sustainable and very, very impressive, as far as, but if you're zealous to get into the webcam market, then I think the 920 would do the trick for the lowest budget and lowest tier, especially if you have a low budget phone. and you want to just focus on, a visual and an audio just with the webcam, because the webcam does have audio, the 920 does. But at the same token, what I recommend is that you check out the 930e. It's going to be a little higher resolution, a little higher quality, maybe a little bit better audio and the likes, and a little bit more features and specs and likes. But for the most part, I think where the future is headed is towards webcams such as Brio, Logitech Brio. So I'm gonna leave links to all this in the bio. So check them all out. Go to Amazon. When click the links, go to Amazon and check out all the different ones, and just do a little research on your own. But for the most part, I think you'll be most satisfied with the Logitech Brio. But that's for more so the business, very very serious consumer or business participant or entrepreneur or the likes. And I think you're just to treat yourself that way. But also, not everybody can spring for the 160 price tag of the Brio. Although that is relatively moderately priced, considering that phones like the S9 and Apple iPhones X are going for $700, $800, $900. You know, so it's all relative. I believe it all to be relative. And for the most part, just getting in the game is half the battle. So I'm gonna leave a couple links in the bio. And for what it's worth, just check them out and go to Amazon and do some browsing and see what's Amazon, I believe to be a very, very good retailer and one of the top tier ones. So that's what I'm recommending you purchase it from. And for the most part, stay tuned, and I think that's solid advice, solid principle. And this again is being recorded, the audio, with the Blue Yeti microphone and a pop filter. So I'm gonna leave a link to both those too, in case you like the audio or the likes. And it's raw, unadulterated audio, so it hasn't been mixed and mastered or anything of that sort. For what it's worth, so when it's mixed and mastered, the audio can be of high tier, high quality. Although you also might check out the Yeti Yeti Microphone Pro, which is a little bit higher tier, but at the same token, I know price can be a major concern for many people, many folks starting off on the ground floor and the likes. So for what it's worth, I think the Yeti microphone will suffice for entry level and getting into the game, especially if you mix and master it. It's going to be high tier. I think it's more about the content, and I encourage you to focus on your content and the likes. And I think that's what's going to be your greatest competitive advantage in the podcast market, or in the depiction of your business, when you give tutorials on your business or your craft or whatever your trade may be. Just having just good visuals for the likes. But I think the 920 is a good webcam for $50. I mean, it's really good. But at the same token, I mean, if I was you, I would spring for at least the 930e. And that's at $100 price point. And I'm going to leave a link in the bio, but at the same token, I know that not everybody can spring for that because it's just a webcam. But at the same token, you get what you pay for. And of course, the Logitech Brio is going to be thrusting you forward into the 21st century. 4K. Oh my gosh. Are we headed towards 4K? I mean, check the clock. Motherfucking we are, man. So for what it's worth, not much applicability at this point, but at the same token, it's always good to be prepared for the future. And guess what I always say, and that has been written by others, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. So that's really where the value comes in. And I want you to like, share, comment, subscribe in the motherfucking likes. And I want to thank you for bearing with me and sharing your time with me. Your time is precious. And link in the motherfucking bio. So like and follow the author. And at the same token, I hope this was helpful. And I just wanted to give you a brief. Oh my gosh, that's a crazy alliteration. A brief of the webcams and my opinion on it, and the research I've done and the likes. So for what it's worth, the 920 will be an entry level if you're trying to squeeze water out of a turnip, or whatever the adage is. If you're trying to squeeze water out of a turnip or the likes, then the 920 will suffice. But as I've iterated, the best point of tonight was just that. I think a lot of people are springing for more and more expensive phones, more and more power in the palm of your fucking hand. Oh my gosh, that's very cool. And at the same token, I think an external mic for your phone is what might be your best option at the most economical price point, aside from the fact that you paid $900 for your phone. Blew my fucking mind, man. But I've done it before, so for what it's worth, to each his own, and we're getting better still. And at the rate that you can record podcasts and do some of your work and the likes, it's really an asset. Your phone can be an asset. This $900 phone is an asset to your business and company, and the betterment of your fucking future. So that's really what it comes down to, and that's the way I view it. So I may end up getting this S9 Samsung, or something competitive to that, but that's very, very cool, and that could just really get you into the market and really expedite the process and ease of when you're traveling and the likes to be able to record regards or sentiments or the motherfucking likes. So really, that's what I'm gonna leave you with. And this was a long tutorial, unboxing, elaboration, discussion, or the likes. But at the same token, I don't even know what I'm gonna call it. But at the same token, I want you to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, and we'll talk very, very soon. And blessings to you, blessings to your family. And let's just keep striving for greatness. This world needs no more mediocrity; it needs more excellence. So at the same token, we'll talk very, very soon. And I hope this was pleasing. Again, the visual is the Logitech 920e, the Logitech 920. I'm recommending the 930e at least. It's $100 buy-in, and the 920 is a $50 buy-in. And then there's the Brio, which is a $160 buy-in. So I'm leaving links to all of these in the bio, and I want you to, depending on your price budget, if you want to aim for the future and you want to treat yourself like royalty, that you are, if you fucking act accordingly, respect is a characteristic of kings, honor and the likes, and what it comes down to is just that. The Brio is for the future's sake. The 930 is, where I think you should be. And the 920 is if you're trying, you're tight on the capital and you're trying to get in the game and practice and increase your own skill level and the likes before you get to the professional tier level, for what it's worth. So at the same token, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, and we'll talk very, very soon. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Again, a little bit repetitive, but nonetheless of much, much importance. So cheers to you, cheers to me, cheers to success. The 920 is stellar. The 930e is even more stellar, and the Brio Logitech is the most stellar of the bunch. So what it's worth, that's my elaboration. That's my consensus. That's my opinion, and I think that's what's gonna add value to your decision. So at the same token, I hope this was of value, and we'll talk very, very soon. Cheers to you, cheers to me, cheers to success. Let's live richer, fuller, more prosperous, more fulfilling lives. Okay, peace.